Okay.
I guess I have gotten myself across the Pacific mostly from rolling burritos. That's been the job that I've went back to twice now. And yeah, I don't know, being a burrito technician, that's what got me across the Pacific. Once in New Zealand and then again in Australia. And then finally I realized, as good as it is and as much as I like Mexican, Yosh and I started working on super yachts to make our money, which is a lot better because we have the same lifestyle and stuff, and we get to make money sailing. So that's what we do now to make money.
So, let's see. So you probably see a pattern with what we've been doing, since we only had 2 years of money when we left, and now it's been coming up on 6 years. We've worked, we've saved, we sail, we run out of money, we work, save, sail. So we're kind of doing this whole thing. And I actually think, there are a couple of benefits to being able to do that. And the first thing I'll say is, I noticed when we were out for a really long time and you have this amazing beach and you're visiting these super islands, and then one day you're like, oh, all I want is a cheeseburger. And you're like, I don't feel like going to the beach today. You just kind of feel, you get used to it a little bit. And so I found that when we stop for whether it be 3 months or 6 months or whatever to work, and then we come back cruising, it's just as exciting, but even more exciting than when we left the first time. I'm so excited about our trip to South Africa because I know how awesome it's going to be and what it's going to be like to get back to the boat and what we're going to do. Whereas, I think if we would have continued on and not come back to Sweden, then there wouldn't be that thrill, or maybe not as much. But so here's what we've done to make money. So the first one, a working holiday visa. So in a lot of countries, if you're under 30, you can get a working holiday visa, which means you can work legitimately in the country for up to 12 months. So that's how Brady was able to get his jobs working. If you're over 30, like myself, there's some other options. Both myself and my brother did super yacht work. So, you're used to working on your own boats. You're fixing all sorts of things. Well, guess what? Your boat isn't the only boat with this problem. So if you're in a big port like Tahiti or Auckland, where all these, especially Auckland at the end of the season, all these big boats come in for repairs. And you can just do day work doing simple stuff, cleaning, polishing, or you can do more complicated stuff like engineering. I was fixing wiring problems and solving software issues, and they were paying me a couple $100 a day. So I just worked 10 days, and then I had enough money for another, it's a couple $1,000. It goes a long way when you're out cruising. After that, as I mentioned, I went back to work for my company in Australia. And when we left Australia to head back to Asia, I kept doing that, but I only did it part-time. So I would do it like 15 to 20 hours a week, something like that, and just take a part-time salary, which turns out was enough to sail on, and that was very cool. And I would just wake up in the morning before everybody else. I would work for a couple of hours until my laptop battery was dead, and that's what ended my workday. No emails to bother you. You can be really efficient, and I would be offline for a couple of weeks, but then everywhere we went, you can buy a SIM card, so we were able to connect mostly through mobile 3G coverage to sync up. And we also do blogs and YouTube, but you don't really, I can tell you on the blogs, after a couple of years out, we were making I think it was $1 a day or something like that. I think now we're up to $3 a day. So, you get $100 a month or something, but it's beer money, but it's not enough to live on. The YouTube stuff is a little bit more lucrative. I think we're getting like $1 per video per day or something like that. But if you think about the time it takes that you invest to make a quality video that you really are going to be proud of, then you're basically, at the end of the day, you could be flipping burgers and probably coming out close.
When you get the money, when you do the first click, or if you view it through, you get more money, or how does it work with YouTube?
They do it on something called CPM, which is cost per mil or cost per 1,000. So depending on the type of content you have, they basically have an auction system where they will sell ads to people,
Yeah.
you know. And however many ads they sell, you get a higher ratio. So for every 1,000 views, you might get like $1, or you might get $3, or if somebody really likes it, then they might bid high and you might get $18. So it really kind of varies. But yeah, it's an interesting way, because I mean, obviously the model is really cool, because if you can make a good video and you can put it up there, then once you've put in that initial effort, you're continuing to get a return on your investment. You just, you know, we do it because it's fun and we love it, basically. I think there's easier ways to make money, but we'll see. So this is a picture of me. I think this is on passage to Darwin. So this is my office view when I was working. Best office view in the world. Yeah, no internet there though. Well, actually, in Australia we would have had internet, because Telstra there would have coverage like up to 60 kilometers offshore, so you could get 3G and 4G. And we've been in some crazy places where we've gotten, you know, we left with the Wi-Fi antenna, and that became pretty useless as soon as we left Mexico, because nobody has a Wi-Fi out there anymore. And we saw more and more mobile stations popping up on these tiny islands, and sometimes it's like edge connections. It's not very fast. Sometimes it's 3G and 4G. It just depends on where you are. But in the Philippines, we'd be in the middle of nowhere, and there'd be like a mobile tower that we could see, and we'd have, you know, for $20 a month, we'd have unlimited 3G, and it was cool. It's better in Asia for sure. I mean, yeah. So let's see, what do we have next? Oh, technology stuff. So